Thank you, Toastmaster Shadman Shafi. Today we have two speakers, Naem Ibne Rahman, Toastmaster, and Toastmaster Samiha Akhter. I would like to invite Toastmaster Naem Ibne Rahman. His title is Duality of Human Nature. Duality of Human Nature, Toastmaster Naem Ibne Rahman. I would like to request him to brief his speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nurunnahar. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Naem Rahman, and I would like to thank you for this opportunity for me to be able to share my icebreaker speech with all of you. In the early 20th century, Sigmund Freud gave the theory of duality of human nature. What it basically means is that in each one of us, there are a good side and a bad side. Most of us, the good side is the prominent one. However, the bad side is always somewhere in the background, just waiting for an opportunity to come out. If we go into the field of natural physics, Isaac Newton gives some similar theory as well. He said that every steady object is always subjected to by equal and opposing forces. In the field of literature, William Shakespeare said, to be or not to be, that's the question. So this topic of duality, I have always found very intriguing, and I could relate in my personal life throughout my adult life this concept of duality. As of 1st July 2020, the headline of my CV is that I'm a naval architect working in HR of a consumer goods company. So that statement, you can probably understand that I have taken some left and right turns throughout my career so far. Throughout my adult life, I have been subjected to some very strong equal and opposing forces. I would actually like to share specifically two examples with you, just to elaborate on this point. The first one is from early 2005. That is the year when I actually had the task of deciding which university I would like to go to. So by that point in time, I already knew that I had developed a very good interest in business studies, even though I have been a science student all my life. So my objective was to get admitted to IBA. But that year, for the first time in my life, I actually failed an admission test. So I could not get into IBA. But for some reason, I got selected for Bhuiyan. Still, I do not know how I did it, but it happened. So the point of my parents were that this is once in a lifetime opportunity, and I should not, pass this opportunity of letting or having the scope of studying in arguably the best university of the country. So deep down, the duality was that I knew deep down that I wanted to study business. However, I should also listen to my parents, because till that point in time, they have sacrificed quite a lot for my future. The second point that I would like to share is in 2011. At that point in time, I was in Sweden doing my masters. Also, I had been in a 4-year-long relationship when I was in Sweden. So like in every other relationship, I had moments of ups and downs. So during the tough times, I always thought to myself, should I actually continue with the struggle, or enjoy my bachelorhood to the fullest in one of the culturally advanced cities in the world? So whenever I faced points like this in my life, it actually generated a lot of stress in me. I always found it very stressful, and I had a lot of sleepless nights, and I had a very hard time dealing with the situation. So always I thought, when will it ever end? When will I get a peace of mind? So this was 6-7 years back. So I have been giving this thought on duality one more time for last couple of months. And to my utter surprise, I have seen that now that I have gone a bit older, my perspective of this subject has changed. Now, instead of looking it as a stress, duality actually excites me. And I will tell you why. The decision that I took in 2005 was to go ahead with the engineering. And because of that decision, I could get a 2-year scholarship in Scandinavia. I got to work for a Swedish racing company. I was also in the engine room of the biggest cruise liner in the world. I indeed took the decision to go ahead with my relationship in 2011. And out of that relationship, I now have a 13-month-old daughter who is literally my center of my existence. The very fact that I am actually here today speaking in front of you is an act of duality as well. For years and years, I have always been a couch potato, just wasting my time doing nothing productive. But I could never gain enough courage to prepare a speech and go in front of an audience and deliver it. So now, when the point of duality comes, it's actually, I see it as an opportunity. I see it as a point of development. And that really excites me. And I would like to actually finish my speech with this thought. May we all be blessed with situations of duality. May we all handle the situation in a productive manner. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hello.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naim Ibne Rahman. Hello.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. It's an amazing story. We're grateful to know about you and your story. Now, I would like to invite Toastmaster Samiha Akhter for his speech. Please welcome Samiha Akhter, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nurunnahar, Noor, for welcoming me. Just please give me a second while I set up my device. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I'm done with it. Wait.
May I just request everyone, whoever is speaking or will speak, please have your video on so we know who is speaking. Thank you.
Sorry, just give me a second, please.
It's okay, Samia.
Hi, can you guys see me? Can everyone see me?
We can, but you are
Sorry? Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. Really sorry about that. So let me begin my speech. I'm Samiha Akbar, and my today's topic is going to be, who am I? If the timer is ready, we can begin. Is the timer ready? Is the timer ready?
hello?
Hello? Yes, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
What is the one question that keeps us all awake at night? What is the purpose of our life? Is there a God? How to be the richest person on earth? Or how about something more stressful, like when is this pandemic going to end? Or something more trivial, like what am I going to have for breakfast tomorrow morning? Do you guys think about food? Yeah, because I do. I spend a lot of time thinking about food, and my double chin over here can probably testify for that. But on a more serious note, one question that has kept me up on countless nights is, who am I? Well, to start off, I am Samiha Akhter, and as many of you may already know me, that's my name. However, I believe there are many other girls in this planet with the name Samiha. In fact, Mr. Google tells me that Samiha is the 27,1100th most popular name in the USA, which tells me that there are hundreds or even thousands of Samihas present in the world right now. But how does that distinguish me as an individual from all the other Samihas out there? I've thought about this question a lot, and then I finally realized that the answer was in front of me all along. I am my parents' firstborn child. I am the first heartbeat my parents heard on an ultrasound scan that they did. And because of me, my mom felt life in her womb for the very first time. In this enormous earth, two very precious people became parents because God created me. Now, for the first few years of my life, I was basically everything my parents wanted me to be like. They taught me, they fed me, they helped me walk, and every time I almost fell down, they were there to help me back up again. Despite the disparities between men and women in our culture, my parents gave me the best possible education. I was the first girl in my entire family to be sent to an English medium school. My parents gave me everything that they could to ensure that I grow up to be a successful and independent young woman. And today, when I see my parents as I achieved outstanding results in my A levels examination and my name appeared in a local newspaper, or when I completed my bachelor's in computer science from AIUB, or when an article written by me was published in a local newspaper, or last month when I was actually promoted to be a manager at Bangladesh Digital Communications, I see a glimmer in my parents' eyes, which tells me that they are very proud of me, their firstborn child. But moreover, everything that my parents have given me and everything that they have taught me, who am I? My best friend tells me that I am his go-to person. From the time when he was at university and he needed help with assignments, yeah, I bet we all did, to the time when he got his first job and he needed passport-sized pictures printed to submit to his workplace, to the time when his life was crashing down upon him at 3 a.m. He did one thing, and that is call me. And he tells me that I have been there for him throughout. I've helped him with his assignments. I've printed passport-sized pictures of him and gotten them delivered to his place. And I've been there for him on countless nights and told him that what is to there for you will be better than what has come by. And apart from being my friend's go-to person, he tells me that I am also a good student, someone people can rely on, as well as a good human being in general. But moving on from what my parents have given me and how my best friend would define me, who am I? Well, my husband tells me that I am one of the most strongest person he has met in his entire life. I've battled with depression for years. I've been in therapy, and I used to see a shrink, as some of you in here would call me. However, I have never let that affect my career or my education. Last year, my husband and I had a miscarriage, and we lost what would have been our firstborn child. However, the very next day, I had my final examinations at BRAC University as I'm currently doing my master's in computer science and engineering. And turns out later on, I got an A in that exam. Yay me. So 6 to 7 minutes isn't enough for anyone to talk entirely about who they are. However, What I can tell you about myself right now is I am the person who makes the yummiest lemonades with all the lemons that life has sprinkled at me throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Samiha Akhter, and this is who I am. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yeah, I'm done, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Samya.
Yeah. Mr. Samiha Akhter for your eye-breaking speech. Now I would like to invite Topic Master, Toastmaster Tahmina Shehrin to contest the topic. Toastmaster Tahmina Shehrin, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good evening, all of you. I'm Tahmina Shehrin. Being a table topic master, today I'll be giving out some questions to the speakers, and speakers must be speaking for at least 1 minute. So, and the speakers will be shown green signal after 1 minute, yellow signal after 1.5 minutes, and red signal at 2 minutes. I would also like to encourage them to use the word of the day. So let's get started. I would like to call upon Dipanita Datta. Wait, if I'm correcting, right? If I'm correct, spelling it correct. Dipanita
She is
Datta.
not present at the moment. Call next person.
So can I? Okay. Hasib Akbar.
Hello, that's me. I am the evaluator number 1. So do you want me to participate in table topic as well?
I think it's all right if you.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So your topic would be, what would be the one thing you want to remove from your life? What would be the one thing you'd want to remove from your life?
Well, thank you very much and good evening, everyone. So I think there are many things that I would want to remove from my life to be the person that I would want to be. But again, I mean, it's not possible, and life is all about, checks and balances, and it's all about, the good apples and the bad apples. So, I mean, since we are talking about this Toastmaster platform and we're in this community, I think one point that strikes me the most and that I think I would want to remove from my life would be, the worry of of being judged. Maybe I think I have passed the stage. I'm 35 plus now, so I should not have that feeling anymore. I'm no longer a student, but again, from time to time, the worry of being judged, what other people think, what they would, how they would judge me, etc., etc. This kind of feeling sometimes, from time to time, would come to me, especially when I'm in meetings with all the CXOs or with all the influential people. But I know, I mean, this is something I think that's really bothering me, and if I get rid of this feeling or this point from my life, maybe my life would be a lot different. Maybe I would come across as more authentic and more dominant in meetings where all persons and authority are involved. So I think I'll keep it short now, and maybe just to summarize, the fear or the worry of being judged by others who are at the points of authority is something I would want to remove from my life, to make myself a more peaceful and more confident person. Thank you, everyone. You are on mute, Tahmina.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. May I call upon Mehdi Hossain to speak? Mehdi Hossain. Should I call somebody else?
call the next person, please?
May I call Syed Razi?
Yep, I'm here. Hi.
Okay. Are you ready to go? Should I tell you the topic?
Sure. Do I need
If
to
you,
turn my video on?
I guess yes.
If you can, would be great.
Okay. If you could be a famous person, who would you choose to be? If you could be a famous person, who would you choose to be?
Sabah. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? হ্যাঁ
Yes.
সাবা হ্যাঁ বলো সারা তো কই যে আমি একটা মিটিং এ আর কি আমি যে ড্রয়িং রুমে বসে আছে ও তো ঘরে ছিল আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
I
Can
would
I
request
ask everyone to be on mute other than the speaker?
if I were a famous person, I would want to be someone who can exhibit leadership and bring changes into day-to-day lives. If I was a famous person, the whole idea would be to be able to touch human lives. Looking at these criteria, the one person that comes to my mind right away when I think about a famous person would be someone that is very close to my heart, someone I have been able to look up to, someone who has taught me a lot of things. I think if I would be if I'd want to be a famous person, I would want to be Toto Wolff. Now, for people who do not know whom Toto Wolff is, he is a very famous entrepreneur who is currently the team principal for Mercedes F1 team. The reason I would want to be in his place is because he has shown and exhibited excellent levels of leadership that has motivated his entire team to perform over and over again continuously over the last 7 years. He is one person who can reach you, move you beyond your technical skills in a highly demanding environment such as Formula One. And from Formula One, Toto Wolff is a person who started off as an entrepreneur, moved on to manage one of the most difficult teams in the whole world in the fastest sport that exists to humankind. And all of these, what he has ensured to become successful is to touch human lives through charities, to touch people through his leadership skills. As a result, if I were ever to be a famous person, I would want to be like someone such as Toto Wolff. Thank you.
Very well spoken. So, can I go to the next speaker? Can I call upon MD Azazul Hassan Khan? MD Azazul Hassan Khan? No? Okay. Can I call upon Moinul? Am I
Yes,
audible?
I'm here. Yes.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Okay, you are ready? Okay.
Hopefully, yeah.
Your topic is the one thing that you are scared of. The one thing that you are scared of.
One thing I'm scared of. Okay. 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 Good evening, everyone. So this is going to be my first interaction in this Toastmasters. Okay. The one thing that I'm scared of, actually, till now, I haven't been able to figure out what would be scared of. But one thing that sometimes happens with me, because I'm a kind of a person actually who sometimes has a lack of facial expression. You know what happens in that case, especially in personal life, not in professional life. So sometimes what happens, as you know, as many of us are here in married couples, so we know that the expression is very much important. So sometimes I try to say something, but eventually it gets a different sort of meaning. So that creates lots of confusion sometimes, and this happened to be a great challenge for me. I have been in a married life for almost 9 years, but still I haven't been able to figure it out. So this is something that I really like to work in coming days or in always, like just to get something out of it, so that I can make sure that what I'm saying in my personal life, and I can actually really express through my facial expressions in that particular situation. But unfortunately or fortunately, I don't face that pretty much in my professional life. But whenever it's a personal context and very much personal, then somehow it comes into play. So that is something I would really like to work on and try to get rid of. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Moinul. Now I would like to call Nurunnahar Akhter Noor. Nurunnahar Akhter Noor, are you there?
Call the next person. Take one more.
Can I call Shadman Shafi? Shadman Shafi, please.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to say your speech?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Your topic would be the most influential person in your life. The most influential person in your life.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So the most influential person in my life. That is a very debatable question. I would say that the most influential person in my life would be my father. That is because since growing up, I've seen my father go through his ups and downs. He has achieved the peak at his career. He has he motivated a lot of people who worked alongside him. He motivated me. In fact, the very reason I currently I'm studying at Independent University Bangladesh, and my subject, my department is business, bachelor's in business administration. The main reason I took this subject is because of my father. And now you people might think that, okay, did he force me to take it or what? No, that's not true. Since growing up, I've seen my father run his business, and the way he did it, the way he used to interact with his colleagues, the way he used to interact with his suppliers, with everyone, with all of his stakeholders, it really used to motivate me a lot. And I used to, like, till now, I feel like even if I get a certain percentage of his character, of his confidence within me, it would take me to a whole new level in my career or for my well-being. I think that I'm not like him at all, and I still lack a lot of things: his confidence, his courage, his character. However, there are a lot of things to learn from him, and I hope someday I can uh, become like him. And he influences me in a lot of ways. He's always motivating me. He's always encouraging me to pursue my dreams and take on the impossible. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Shadman Shafi, for your wonderful speech. So now I would like to um, give the control over to the Toastmaster of the day. I think we are done with table topic. Over to Toastmaster. of the day.
Are you here?
Oh, sorry. My network was out of. Now okay. Am I now audible?
Please call on the next roll.
Now I'd like to invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Afrin or Zaman Khan. No, this is the timer.
Call upon Evaluator 1.
Sorry guys, I would like to invite evaluator 1 Toastmaster Hasib bin Akbar.
Right, thank you very much. So good evening once again, everyone. So this is Toastmaster Hasib, and this is my first United Toastmasters meeting that I'm attending. So greetings, everyone. So a big congratulations to Toastmaster Naem Ibne Rahman on your icebreaker. So, and for delivering such an interesting speech, I would say. So, I mean, before I dive into the evaluation bit, I think, I feel urged to share a few points that you mentioned that I feel really intrigued by. Looks like, we have quite a lot of similarities here, right? I think you mentioned about long distance relationship, and I think that rings a bell within me as well. So I had about 10 years of long distance relationship. So that's one. And you mentioned that you spend your time in Scandinavia. So I also spent quite a significant bit of my time in Norway. So that's another one. So the other one that you mentioned that sounds very interesting is, you have a 13-month-old daughter, and now I have a 7-month-old daughter. So really it looks like, we have quite a lot of similarities. So that was quite interesting on a personal note. Right. So I'll just now move into the evaluation bit on a formal basis. So I think, this is quite interesting because, I have evaluated earlier, on the physical basis where we met in person, but this is the first time I'm joining Toastmasters over the internet or digitally. So here, I think one point that's missing is the I'd say the body language bit, right? Because we can hardly see each other in person, so it's quite difficult to judge or assess the body language. But rather for now, what I'll do is I'll focus a bit more on content and delivery of this speech. So to begin with content, I think, it was a very interesting speech with interesting content, and you enriched the content by mentioning some significant names like Sigmund Freud and Shakespeare. So this shows that you have done some good research, or you are quite well accustomed of, what some well-known personalities have mentioned or had the view of. So this was quite interesting, and overall, I think, content-wise, I found your speech quite informative about your personal life as well. So it was a good transition about your schooling, and then you moved to your professional life, then etc. etc. So overall, I think it was quite a well structured content, and it was delivered very well as well. I found. I think I found you to be a good storyteller. You know how to tell a good story. And I think I found your story quite encouraging and quite inspiring, actually. And you drew attention. So I didn't want to get bored. I was thinking of, what's coming next, what's coming next. So altogether, I think, content and delivery wise, it was a very well structured and well balanced speech that I enjoyed thoroughly. And definitely, it's a very good start, I would say, for icebreaker speech. As part of Toastmasters, we should not only focus on the good things, but also we should focus on areas of improvement. So here, I think one area, if you force me to point one area at least, where you could improve, I think it would be around, I don't know, maybe, this is my personal view, this could be around, I think, voice variation. Because, I mean, when I was listening to you, I was quite intrigued. It was very interesting. What I feel, you could do to make it more charismatic is, if you could vary the variation of your voice a bit, ups and downs, rather than being totally flat. So maybe that's the area you can focus if you want to even make your delivery better. But all in all, I think in any ways, it was a very well structured and delivered speech, and enjoyed it. And congratulations once again on your icebreaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hasib. Really appreciate your feedbacks. So I feel that we should hang out more, getting to know your feedback as well.
I think we have
But
more
just,
similarities, sure.
yeah, so just a question to the forum, because I totally understand that we are facing some challenges due to this online connectivity. But this body language thing is something that I'm actually looking to improve myself. This is one of my improvement areas. So do you have any suggestions or any ideas how we can, tackle that part of our speech delivery, even during these virtual connectivity sessions?
I think we have a very good example here. I think speaker number 2, she really took the effort, to do a near physical presence. So maybe that's something you can do, where we can stand in front of the camera, and I'm not sure whether everyone will be comfortable with that, but maybe that could be one. Otherwise, maybe for now we focus on the audio bit and on the tone and everything, and when COVID is over, when we meet physically, maybe we can focus on that step by step. Depends.
Yep. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hasib bin Akbar. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Sadat Hossain Adol as Evaluator 2. Sadat Hossain.
Am I audible?
Yes, for audio.
First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Samiha, for completing your icebreaker speech. Actually, it requires courage to take the first step, which you took in a very fantastic way. Even before your speech was started, by the title of your speech, I knew exactly what to expect, and this is a very good thing to put forward. When your audience know what to expect, they eventually become drawn to your performance. And the best part of it was that I could totally connect your content and the title of your speech throughout the whole section. I bet everyone present tonight was bound to get awestruck by the level of confidence that you had throughout the whole speech. But do you know what makes a speaker great? Well, that is performance, which includes stage crafting and gestures. Your pathway is presentation mastery, which has a motive of making you develop the skill of connecting with your audience. While you're concentrating on your speech and grabbing everyone's attention with the boldness of your speech, I was observing how fluently you were using your hands. Your hand gesture all over the speech successfully caught your audience's focus. Toastmaster Samiha, when a speaker with great skills like you is performing, audiences like me sit back to enjoy to the fullest. And here in Toastmasters, we all believe that there is room for improvement everywhere. One thing that I would like to suggest is, how about if you could involve some emotion in your voice? For example, in one part, you said, "A glimmer in my parents' eyes." What if you say this like the way I am saying it right now? "A glimmer in my parents' eyes." Notice the softness of the voice and a bit of emotional sadness brought about. Small changes in your voice, some simple vocal variations will definitely pick your standards from being high to the very next level to becoming the ace of all cards. In the very end, I surely want you to know something. You were correct. 6 to 7 minutes is not enough to know a person. I agree with that. But the way you defined yourself, I am now acknowledged about the strength that you have inside of you. I wish you all the best for your upcoming speeches, and mark my words, you will be one of the greatest speakers among everyone in Toastmasters someday. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sadat, Hossain, Adol. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Shadman Shafi as General Evaluator to evaluate the whole meeting, overall meeting. Toastmaster Shadman Shafi.
Everyone. Am I audible and visible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible, but I can see you.
Okay, so I guess every one of you can hear me. Before giving my general evaluation report, I'd like to call on my team of evaluators. I'll start with our grammarian, Toastmaster Subah Afrin. Can you come up to the stage and present your grammarian's report?
Hi, thank you, Toastmaster. So if I have to start with the first speaker of today's speech, with Toastmaster Naem, I was simply blown away by his speech, and I was highly surprised that I think except for one grammatical error, the entire speech was properly delivered without any grammatical error. So thank you for that. The second speaker, Samiha Akhter, I think as the evaluators mentioned, you have beautifully captured your emotions and we all could feel what you wanted to portray. And I could not find a single grammatical error in your speech. However, to note, none of the speakers probably used the word of the day, which was disparity. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subha Afrin. Now I'd like to call our counter for the meeting, Toastmaster Kayenath Renuma Hawk, to present her report.
Hello?
Yes, Toastmaster Kayenath, you're audible.
Hello? Oh, okay, thank you. So as I was given the role of the counter, so I will just mention the name and the number of Ahs and other details for there. I will just mention that. So the first speaker, Naem Ibne Rahman, 7 times Ah, 3 times So was used 4 times, and repetitions of I have 3 times, yes. So Samiha Akhter, excellent speech. So I couldn't find any of this category that falls under the counter, so her speech was flawless. Congratulations. Then Hasib Akbar, thrice or once, and the word phrases used 6 times, and I think 3 times. Syed Razi, no R's or any other repetitions. Excellent speech. Moinul Moment, R was 12 times, R was 3 times, and the repetition of the phrase would be were 4 times. Shadman Shafi, R was used 2 times, and other to mention. Hasib in sorry, for the last name. So Mr. Hasib, R was used 4 times, R was 2 times, so was used 4 times, 12 times. Then Sadat Hossain, there were no counted for his speech. So thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kayenath. Now I'd like to call our timer, Toastmaster Arfina Zaman Khan, to present her report.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I would like to congratulate everyone on their amazing speech. Um, for the very first icebreaker speech by Naem Ibne Rahman, he finished his speech at 5 minutes exactly. Our speaker two, Samiha Akhter, completed her speech at 5 minutes 45 seconds. And from our table topic speakers, Mr. Hasib Akbar finished at 1 minute 26 seconds. Our second speaker, Razi, finished at 1 minute 55 seconds. Our third speaker, Moinu, finished at 1 minute 22 seconds. And our fourth speaker, Shadman Shafi, finished at 2 minutes 8 seconds. And finally, our evaluators, evaluator 1 finished his speech at, Mr. Hasib Akbar finished at 3 minutes 30 seconds, and our evaluator 2, Sadat Adol, finished at 2 minutes 49 seconds. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfina, for your report. Okay, now it's time for my report. What a wonderful ending to this marvelous meeting. The second meeting I've been involved with Toastmasters of United Toastmasters Club. So I've like jotted down some points which I would request every one of the members and guests to look into from next time onwards. Firstly, the meeting must start on time. So as you all know that as Toastmasters, one of our very important feature is that we are always on time and we always start our meeting on time. That's what makes us stand out amongst the crowd. As Toastmasters, we are always on time and we are supposed to start our meetings on time. So today's meeting was supposed to start at 7:30. However, due to members coming in late or technical problems, it was delayed by 10 to 15 minutes. I would request members from next time onwards, please do come on time, because this is a very important feature we work on in our club, and this is also a category for self-development as well. And it will come in to work whenever we go outside for other works as well. Moving on, this is to the Toastmaster of the day. Your role as the Toastmaster of the day is to be the host. So we all expect the host of a meeting or an event to be vibrant. So the host should be describing, let's say when the speakers come in and give their speeches, give the speakers a awing introduction. Give them a marvelous introduction, and when they're done, appreciate their speech, or give them encouragement whenever their speech is over. So this you have to do throughout the meeting, and during the start of the meeting, I would request the Toastmaster of the day to, if there's a theme, like normally in Toastmasters meetings, we have themes for every meeting. So if there's a theme, I would request the Toastmaster of the day to explain the theme of the meeting to all the guests and members present and say something on your behalf towards everyone. Okay. During meetings, I would request all speakers to keep their video on. And as this is a professional platform, it's better, and if you want to communicate yourself in an effective way, I would say that it's better if you keep your video on. We always encourage our members and guests who perform as, let's say, table topic speakers or prepared speakers, to keep their video on so that members can um, uh, get some knowledge from your speech through your body gestures as well. All right. speakers, in the middle, I found that when some of the speakers, they, I guess, accidentally turned their microphone. Okay, in case of the microphone, it's very important to keep yourselves on mute when you're not speaking, so that other speakers are not interrupted. So when it's your time to, let's say, talk, then you can unmute yourself and talk. As this is a formal meeting, I would request guests to be prepared before you give your speech and before you start. Let's say as we are all at home, we might have interruptions, outside interruptions. Someone might burst into the room. Someone might call your name. But I would request you guys to, as this is a formal meeting, um, please be prepared before you turn on the video or unmute yourself so that the timer does not get distracted. He or she can start taking down the time once the first words come out of your mouth. Okay. The technical host, I would like to say that I guess there are some lags when the meeting was going on, some technical glitches. So I request you to take this into serious consideration for the next meeting onwards, as these technical glitches often can be a barrier for both speakers and role takers as well. And the grammarian, this is to the grammarian, Toastmaster Subah. Whenever you're giving to Toastmasters Subah and other members as well, if you're giving a grammarian's report, it's better to make it anonymous. So let's say there you are supposed to give the grammarian's report for prepared speakers and table topic speakers. So it's better not to name them, but you can follow an order. Start giving your report from the first speaker, but don't name them. Give it anonymously. And to the timer, Toastmaster Arfina, I would request you to divide the segments of the meeting. So let's say our meeting has prepared speech segment, our meeting has table topic segment, then speech evaluation segment. Divide the meeting segments and then present your report on individual speakers from those specific segments. Then your job will be easier, and it will be easier for both members and guests to understand as well properly, so how the timing went. So this will be all from my part. I hope my suggestions were helpful and everyone will look forward to this. And on behalf of my home club, IUB Toastmasters Club, I congratulate everyone at United Toastmasters Club. It has been a wonderful meeting. It was a pleasure for me to play the role of General Evaluator, an honor indeed. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shadman Shafi as General Evaluator, and thank you also for your suggestion. I'll follow that. Now I would like to invite our President Ishrat Sultana to close our meeting and other things.
Thank you, Noor. Thank you. I think you have missed our table topic evaluator. So I'd like to call Taufiq first to do the evaluation on table topic speech.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone can hear me and see me. I actually cannot see myself. Oh, there I am. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this meeting. Such an entertaining time, valuable time to be spending this evening. I'm your table topic evaluator today, and I would just like to give a brief rundown through all the speakers and try to give my evaluation to you all. So, Mr. Hasib, your topic, what would be the one thing you would remove from your life? And what a beautiful way of addressing this topic that you don't really have to answer that question in the first place. I loved how you were talking about the balance, the good, the bad, the learning that you have to live with it all, the good apple, the bad apple, the yin, the yang, however you want to say it. And that was such an interesting way of looking into the topic. And I am so amazed that you were able to cover that topic without any preparation, and it was very entertaining. Razi, your speech, if you would be a famous person, who would it be? I loved how you started off by not naming the person, but rather naming the qualities of that person, right? And how you yourself would want to be like a person who would touch human lives, right? The values leading to the person and the qualities. And the example of Toto Wolff, such a unique choice, you know, unique choice of a famous person. And I think a lot of us who don't know him that well, I'm really, you know, thankful that you brought in such an example for the rest of us to perhaps look into. Mr. Moinul, your subject, what is the one thing that I'm scared of? And it is, you know, I'm first of all, I would like to congratulate you for taking this leap for Toastmasters. As you did mention, this was your first time speaking within this platform. And what a brilliant way of saying that you're simply scared of being able to perhaps portray the right facial expression. And who would have thought that? A brilliant and intriguing example, and I believe it definitely spurred something in everybody's mind. Shadman Shafi, your topic of who is the most influential person in your life. I was very, very, very entertained, and I would really like to highlight how relatable your choice is. You know, talking about your father, it is such a thing, such a person to talk about that perhaps we can all relate to. That is one of the great thing about this speech of yours, that I think we were all able to actually see our own fathers while you were talking about yours, and how all of our fathers are such great examples to all of us. In general, my tip to all the table topic speakers would be, number one, you know, I really hope you start feeling more and more comfortable, not only with the speeches in Toastmasters, but also given the current situation that we're in. And I actually want you guys to start your speech with a bang. Okay, I think that would just get everybody on board with your speech, and I think it would really be effective in creating an impression on the audience. Next thing, due to the current circumstance, I understand it is a bit hard to handle with all the technical aspects of everything. Just my suggestion would be, just be prepared in advance, just in case you have to give a speech, right? And I think I do want to highlight the second speaker, who did have herself prepared in advance in terms of technicalities, having a camera ready, and, you know, getting ready. I mean, I think another thing is, when we are sort of presenting in front of a computer or a laptop, there is so much we can do in terms of space, just like me right now. And I think for us to be prepared in advance, I think we can have a much more better output with our speech. I also would just like to say, and with that, I feel I could connect with all the speakers in the videos. I mean, I could actually connect better if everybody had their videos on. I know the general evaluator mentioned that. And also, please, 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 just be ready that, you know, with whatever you can do, to be ready with hand gestures and movements and etc. And that would be my overall sort of generic advice to all. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Taufiq. Thank you so much for your wonderful evaluation. I'd like to thank every single one of you to join the meeting. Just like the evaluator said, we need to be on time from the next meeting. So if it's 7:30, it's 7:30. So we will be starting our meeting on dot, not 7:35 or 31. Next one, both of the speakers were wonderful. As this is your first speech as an icebreaker, I'd like to congratulate both of you. And one more thing that I want to address, that is, as this is an online meeting and we will be doing online meeting until the situation comes and then we can meet physically, I would request everyone to have your videos on. So when we are speaking, we know which one of you are speaking, so we can relate to each other and know that this is the person. And it's easier for the evaluation team to evaluate you further better. And like as Naem said about the body language and everything, so it's better to be prepared when you are giving a speech. And lastly, I would like to invite our Sergeant at Arms to come up with the votings and close the meeting.
Thank you, Madam President. As per the voting received from the participants, our best speaker of tonight is Toastmaster Samiha Akhter. Congratulations. Our best evaluator is Toastmaster Hasib bin Akbar. Congratulations, Toastmaster Hasib. Our best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Razi. Congratulations, Toastmaster Razi. And the best role player of tonight is Toastmaster Shadman Shafi. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shadman Shafi. Thank you.
I've missed one thing. I'd like to say that again. I'd like to thank you, Shadman, to coming as a guest and do the general evaluation. It was a last minute, but then I requested you, you came. So thank you so much. And I would like to thank Adol as well for coming in and completing the meeting of United Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishrat. And it is indeed a pleasure and an honor for us to be part of your meeting. And we will also be inviting you guys to our online meetings very soon. And I hope that in the future we will have more collaborations between the two clubs. And because we are a whole one big family, you know, we're always there for each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And lastly, we have a guest from another club, Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters, Mehdi Hossain. I'd like to request him to say a few words.
Okay. I'm visible, right?
Yes, you are.
Great. So thank you so much. I was actually seeing BYTC, United Toastmasters Club doing a lot of promotion, and the promotions look amazing. So I thought let me go and go into the meeting, and it was a very qualitative meeting. I really loved it, and it's really good. A different platform, unlike others, WebEx. I think I'll have to look into this platform because it looks very sexy. So that's good, and it's really good to see this club rolling out and doing amazing in terms of peer, in terms of qualitative meetings, and I wish all the best. I hope future champions, both in division level, district level, and probably someone going globally will come from this particular club. So all the best, and thank you.
Thank you so much for joining, Mehdi. Thank you. I would request our Sergeant at Arms, Jamil, to close the meeting.
Thank you, Madam President. With that, our meeting has been toasted. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone.
Thank you and bye.
Everyone, take care.